Good morning, or it is still morning, right? Good morning, everyone. I want to say welcome. I'm Pat Gentili, college president, and I want to thank you all for joining us on what is a very exciting day. We're here to formally break ground on the construction of our new wing. This extension is the first major expansion of our Lynn campus since we opened the original building in 1985. We're delighted to have our own Senator Tom McGee with us up on the platform today as the original, let's give him a hand. As our original building is named after his father, former Speaker of the House, Thomas W. McGee. Both father and son have been strong supporters of North Shore Community College and the city of Lynn. We are very grateful to them both. A very special welcome to the other members of our platform party, especially our North Shore neighbor, Governor Charlie Baker. Thank you for joining us today, and I will introduce our distinguished guest to you shortly. I also want to warmly welcome all members of the audience, our friends, our supporters, our donors, our faculty members, our staff, our trustees, retired employees, and I see two important retired employees here. We've got two past presidents joining us today. George Trakoff, our second president of North Shore Community College. George. And Wayne Burton, who is our third college president. Wayne. We have many of our alumni here, and of course, our students. So I'm honored to have in the audience today several higher education leaders as well, such as my colleague, Dr. Lynn Glenn, chair of the Massachusetts Community College Executive Office and president of Northern Essex Community College. Lane. We also have several very important partners in our Communiversity at Lynn initiative, Dr. Patricia Meservey from Salem State University, and Dr. Kathy Latham, who is the superintendent of Lynn Public Schools. Also here in that effort is Mary Saris, our executive director of the North Shore Workforce Investment Board, which has an access center right in the middle of our campus here. Mary? Representing the Executive Office of Education and Secretary of Education, James Pizer, we have Laura Riggs here, as well as several other education leaders. Thank you all for coming. Now, as I look out on our audience, I see many of our elected officials who support our college in so many ways. So we've got senators and representatives and other elected and appointed officials. So please stand and be recognized for all your support. I appreciate it. Thank you all for joining us. This groundbreaking has been a long time coming. The Lynn campus opened 30 years ago, intended to serve 1,000 students, and was immediately filled to capacity. Today, over 4,000 students, or approximately half of the college's total credit enrollment, primarily attend North Shore Community College classes here in Lynn. We know that it's here in Lynn where our future growth will continue. Expansion of the McGee building has been recommended and discussed since 2002. So you can see why we're so excited to have this groundbreaking today. We're deeply grateful to our supporters in the Commonwealth who helped secure the funding that is making this project possible and who will create our beautiful and much needed new space. The 37,000 square foot, 3-story addition will include 10 classrooms, a centralized student success center, a testing center, academic technology space, a center for teaching, learning, and assessment, some offices, and a board community meeting room. We anticipate construction will last 2 years and set a targeted opening of this new wing for spring semester 2017. You'll all be invited back for a grand opening, so make sure you keep 2017 open for us. North Shore Community College is the City of Lynn's only institution of higher education, and we embrace our role as a community partner and resource. We look forward to the expanded opportunities this new facility will provide to better serve our students, work with our community partners, and contribute to the vibrancy of downtown Lynn. We realize this public investment will position our college to better meet the needs of the emerging knowledge economy of the North Shore. I salute that capital investment, and I'm grateful for the continued state support of our operations, and most especially investment in our faculty, where that knowledge expertise resides as a core factor of student success. So, thank you. To begin today's program, I am delighted to welcome the governor to his hometown community college. Governor Baker was inaugurated on January 8th, 2015 as the 72nd governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. He has certainly been a busy leader, handling many pressing issues since he stepped into office. As governor, he's pledged to work toward a growing economy with families sustaining jobs, ensure that schools across the Commonwealth provide opportunity for every child, regardless of zip code, and make Beacon Hill a true partner with other local governments to create safer and thriving communities in Massachusetts. He knows that the Commonwealth's comprehensive community colleges are local economic engines, not only ensuring a highly skilled and prepared workforce and providing an affordable and successful route to advanced degrees, but also helping to prepare an educated and engaged citizenry essential to the well-being and growth of our state and our country. Governor, we are so grateful and honored that you made time in what is a very busy schedule to be with us today. Governor Baker.
Thank you very much, Madam President. And this is the shortest commute I've had in a really long time. And while you mentioned the elected officials sort of as a class, I do want to call out the ones that I saw that were here. And I checked with the speaker to make sure I had most of them. And if I forgot some, I want you to raise your hands when you're done, because I know what you all are up to, and I know how hard you work. And I think it's important at events like this that you get properly recognized. So I'm going to start with mine, okay, which would be Representative Lori Ehrlich in the white jacket, and Senator Tom McGee here to my right. And of course, I want to recognize Mayor Kim Driscoll's senator, Joan Lovely, right there from Salem. Ted Spiliotis from Danvers is straight in the back of the room there. Now, where's the king of Chinese food on the North Shore, Don Wong? Where's Don? Over there. Jerry Passarella. Brendan Crichton up here on the stage. These folks do a lot of really important work. Their phone rings all day, and they never run out of problems to solve. And you folks are represented on the North Shore by a terrific crew, in addition to having the speaker right down the street. And I tell the speaker all the time that Swampscott and Winthrop have a lot in common. They're both seaside communities. They're both small towns in the absolute best sense of what that means. And they love to compete against each other. And youth sports, which is my favorite part of the relationship between Winthrop and Swampscott. I'm very pleased to be here today for a number of reasons, not just the fact that it's close to home. But when I attended my first National Governors Association meeting in February down in Washington, there were about 40 governors there, and we had a series of conversations about a number of issues, but one of the ones we talked about was economic development. And at one point, the woman that was managing the conversation said, I just want to ask all of you what your #1 impediment to economic growth and development in your state is. And I thought it would end up being, sort of a competition between regulatory policy, energy costs, healthcare costs, tax policy, global competition, the internet, all the stuff that we all hear about and talk about all the time. But what was unbelievably interesting, and I think critical for all of us to recognize, is as she went around the room, and this is literally 40 governors, I would say 35 of them said a skilled workforce was their #1 impediment to economic development and growth. #1, above all those other issues, was the ability of employers in their state to be able to match successfully jobs they had available with people who were looking for work. And I think this isn't and this had a lot to do with why shortly after that we created a task force on skill building. It's being led by Secretary of Education Jim Pizer, Secretary of Economic Development Jay Ash, and Secretary of Labor and Workforce Development Ron Walker, to put together a comprehensive review of all of our workforce development activities and to make a set of recommendations to us in the fall about what we need to do to make sure that we are creating opportunities for young men and women and young adults to generate, and older folks as well, to generate the skills they need to be successful in today and tomorrow's economy. There's nothing more frustrating to me as a candidate originally for governor and as a public official to visit a community and talk to a bunch of employers who are looking for folks with certain skills. And they're not looking for brain surgeons and rocket scientists, okay? But they're looking for people with certain skills. Call them whatever you want, middle skills, defined skills, whatever, to fill jobs they have that are available, that are good jobs you can actually build a life and a career with, and they can't find them. And then you go spend time talking to folks who are looking for work. And, the synchronicity of this, I'm not sure that's a word, but I always thought it was cool when the police used it. The synchronicity on this is something we have got to get right. And it's not something we have to get right for the high-level issue associated with making sure that our employer community has the ability to hire and employ and pay the people that they need to be successful. We have to do it for the people who are looking for work, looking for the opportunity to support their kids, support themselves, and support their families. And community colleges have an enormous role to play in this process. They are, in many respects, for a lot of folks, the first step, the middle step, the final step on that rung, on that ladder into a job and a career. And I'm pleased to be here today. There are 13 speakers, so it's pretty clear it takes a village to get one of these things done. Even when you have the senator from the same part of the Commonwealth as the governor. But what I would say is I look forward to seeing this campus and this expansion continue to provide and build on the opportunities to create the sort of educational models that make it possible for people in this community to start that career and build that career and support themselves and their families. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Governor Baker, for your message and for your past and ongoing support of North Shore Community College and public higher education. I also looked back and saw Rick Jakias here from Congressman Seth Moulton's office, so I want to say hi. Congressman's very supportive of our college as well. We are so pleased that House Speaker Bob DeLeo just happened to be attending an early morning meeting of the North Shore Economic Alliance at our campus earlier this morning and is able to join us for today's groundbreaking. Speaker DeLeo has represented our neighboring 19th Suffolk District, including the town of Winthrop and a portion of the city of Revere. He's been in the Massachusetts House of Representatives since 1991 and became Speaker of the House in 2009. Speaker DeLeo is a true friend of Massachusetts public higher education and North Shore Community College. We're so pleased to welcome him again to our campus. The Speaker.
Thank you very much, Madam President, for that kind introduction and for having me here today. Looking around, I guess I came the furthest than anyone else here this afternoon. I came all the way from the gateway of the North Shore, Winthrop and Revere. But it's wonderful also to be joining with all my good friends and colleagues and all the distinguished guests here today, and also with His Excellency the Governor, I think, who in the relatively short time that he has been governor, I think has demonstrated his commitment to this expansion project. Thank you, Governor. You know, I was so pleased to be at President Gentili's inauguration last year, and I'm glad to be back at North Shore Community College now. For a decade now, I've concentrated on making sure that students across economic and academic levels in Massachusetts have the opportunity to gain the skills and training that they need to succeed in today's economic climate and tomorrow's. I am proud to say that we have been one of the biggest champions of community colleges. We are dedicated to integrating these worthy institutions into the culture and economy of our state. I would have to say that back in my days as the chair of Ways and Means, and since then as Speaker of the House, one of the things which I have tried to emphasize, especially now, is the importance of our community colleges and the role that they play. And they play a role anywhere, as was mentioned earlier, from preparing those students, maybe who are not going to go on to the 4-year school, but yet they need that 2 years if they're going to get that job of today or the job of tomorrow. And also, yes, for some of those students who, for whatever reason, aren't going to go into college right away, but they need that 2 years, either financially or otherwise, to get them into that 4-year school. And the role that community colleges play in our complete education system, folks, is so, so vital, especially in this stage and age. And I can say that today's groundbreaking plays such an important step in all of our efforts. North Shore Community College lives up to its statement as a place where, and I quote, all are welcome and each is challenged. The college provides an affordable option. New programs are thriving, and the numbers prove that Lynn and students from Lynn and the surrounding area are making strong connections with the college. I'm excited to see the effect that the expansion will have on the school and in the city of Lynn. I sincerely, Madam President, thank you so much for the great work that you do, first of all. Thank you for having me here today and all the work that you do to strengthen our community college system. Thank you very much.
Well, I don't usually get kisses, so that was good. It is an Italian thing, you're right. Thank you, Speaker DeLeo, for your kind remarks and for being with us today on this very important occasion. Now, this building, named for his father, has a very special meaning to Senator Tom McGee. We're grateful for his ongoing support and attention and for all that he does to ensure that North Shore Community College keeps moving forward. Senator McGee, a lifelong resident of Lynn, proudly serves the 3rd Essex District, which includes the communities of Lynn, Linfield, Marblehead, Nahant, Saugus, my hometown, Swampscott. Senator McGee is committed to providing quality education and extended learning opportunities to students in the Commonwealth, improving the state's transportation system, and fighting for regional equity, working to improve the lives of children and their families, ensuring accessible and affordable child care and health care for working families, and expanding workforce training and development. Senator McGee is the co-chair of the Northeast Legislative Caucus, and in October 2013, he was elected chairman of the Massachusetts Democratic Committee. We're very grateful to the senator for his continued leadership of the Communiversity at Lynn initiative, and so we're grateful to have Senator McGee with us today.
Thank you very much, President Gentili, and I was glad to hear you say that this is both your and Governor Baker's hometown, because until the 1850s, Swampscott was part of Lynn, so we continue to remember that connection. I want to thank Speaker DeLeo, and I want to thank the governor for being here this morning to show their support of this important day, and more importantly, the important future of the community college and the work that gets done here every day. And I was talking to former President Trikoff. The day it opened to 1,000 students, 1,200 students showed up here. So the reality of what this college means to both the city and the students in the North Shore is tremendous, and it's great to see both the governor and the speaker here and everyone else, my colleagues in government, to recognize that importance and that future, and how, in a personal way, how important it is to myself and my family. I know how my father, how strongly my father felt about putting a campus here in Lynn. He grew up in West Lynn. He represented West Lynn all his life in the legislature, was in the city council, and he understood that students in this community deserved an opportunity for a better life. He always talked about what drove him was if he could wake up today and make a difference in one person's life, he knew he could go to bed that night and know that he had a good day. And so he understood that making an investment here in Lynn was the reality of creating opportunities for so many young people in this community and beyond, and recognizing that this community college was going to be a road to a better future for so many. And he really felt strongly about it, worked hard to make it happen, and I know was so proud to see the building here, and we're so proud that his name is on the building, because I know how important it was to him, not for him, but for the people that he represented and the community he loved, the city of Lynn, to make sure that the opportunity was here in the city. And with the expansion of this campus, we're going to continue to see his vision for the future of this community, and for students everywhere on the North Shore to have that opportunity for themselves and their families, to make sure that they can come here and get the tools they need to grow and reach their full potential. So I'm really honored to be here on his behalf, because it's his vision that created this building here, along with the colleagues he served with in the legislature, and it's his vision that will continue as we expand this campus to make sure that every student, every young person has the opportunity to make a better life for themselves and their families. I want to thank everyone that helped make this a reality. It's a great day to have this groundbreaking, and I can't wait to be here for the opening of this building, because it means that so many more young people have an opportunity for a better future. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being a part of this.
Thank you, Senator McGee, for your heartfelt remarks and for always being there for North Shore Community College. You know, today, Senator McGee will be using the shovel that his dad used when we broke ground here for the original building in 1983. I'm very grateful to the staff who found that, so shined it up and it's sitting out there. In January 2013, Brendan Crichton began his first term as state representative of the 11th Essex District, representing Lynn and Nahant. A lifelong resident of Lynn, Representative Crichton is finishing his third term on the Lynn City Council, and for nearly a decade previously worked for, and learned from Senator McGee. Representative Creighton.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gentili. Always difficult to follow up the old boss, but I'll give it my best shot. It's so great to be here in beautiful downtown Lynn, right on the edge of our waterfront. We've made so much progress over the past decade here, and I'm very pleased that the college has been a part of that. I'm a proud son of a North Shore Community College graduate, and like so many families across the city and across the state, our family greatly benefited from our education here and really was the foundation for our lives. And major capital projects like this don't happen overnight. They don't happen by accident. This took a long time coming, and it was the result of tireless advocacy of so many community members, so many folks at the college, folks in city government, as well as the state delegation. And I'd be ashamed if I took credit up here for work that was done by my predecessor. I would like to give a big thanks to Steve Walsh, who was a state rep here, who's not here today. And I'd also like to recognize Representative Fennell, who was not here, but also a huge part in getting this project done. And one more recognition, Dan Cahill, City Council President, has been a leader on this issue from the city end for so long, and it's been a pleasure to serve with him on the council as well. So in closing, just wanted to say this is a huge step forward for Lynn, hopefully the first of many expansions as we continue to grow our economy in our downtown and along our waterfront. And for those of you visiting today, please check out some of our local businesses. There's a lot of new things going on here and a lot of promise for the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Representative Creighton, for being here today and for being such a strong supporter of the college. We look forward to a wonderful relationship in the future. It's now my pleasure to bring to the podium the mayor of the city of Lynn, Judith Flanagan Kennedy. Mayor Kennedy is the 56th and first female mayor of the city of Lynn. She's currently serving her second four-year term. Mayor Kennedy has a long history of public service to this community. I truly appreciate her support of our college, of our Community at Lynn initiative, our Working Cities proposal, and I welcome her to the podium to share in this important day. Mayor Kennedy.
Thank you, President Gentili. We're all here because we have a problem, but we have a good problem. We don't have enough room to educate everybody who wants to be educated at North Shore Community College. So for all of you who have supported this project from its inception and now finally through to the groundbreaking, thank you very much, because expanded campuses for North Shore Community College means expanded education opportunities for all of the people in Lynn. And with the community concept, that means we go from people of a young age to those most seasoned amongst us. I'll put it that way. So to all of you, thank you. I'm very happy to be sharing in this proud day. Welcome all of you to the city of Lynn and to the new and expanded North Shore Community College campus.
Thank you, Mayor Kennedy, for your remarks and for being such a great partner to the college and on all things Lynn. Right? I'd like now to present to you some of the building visionaries who will bring our new addition to reality. The Division of Capital Asset Management and Maintenance is an agency within the Executive Office for Administration and Finance responsible for integrated facilities management, major public building construction, and real estate services for the Commonwealth. Carol Gladstone became DCAM Commissioner in February of this year. She has over 35 years of experience in both public and private real estate, which includes serving as the Assistant Receiver for Community and Economic Development for the City of Chelsea during the state receivership, working as the Director of Real Estate for DCPO, which I am told is the previous name for DCAM, and as project manager of the Rose Wharf and Hotel Meridian projects. Please welcome DCAM Commissioner Carol Gladstone.
Good morning, everyone. President Gentili, Mayor Kennedy, Senator McGee, Speaker DeLeo, Governor Baker, and all the distinguished guests. What a fabulous day for North Shore Community College. It is a real pleasure to join you for this event. I want to share our agency's enthusiasm about this college, this campus, and this project. You've heard from everyone about how important the community college system is in offering access to education and opportunities for the most diverse set of students in the Commonwealth. North Shore Community College is exceptional in providing access and opportunity, especially at this Lynn campus. Access is quite literal. Reaching the campus by public transportation, right over there, is essential for a very large percentage of students, faculty, and staff. And in this, you are quite exceptional, actually, on this campus. You provide opportunity through connections to Lynn residents through the ComUniversity program, which is fabulous, which puts urban education and workforce development into action. You offer a range of programs to help ensure student success. We're excited about this project because it supports this mission so closely and aligns with these core values of opportunity and access. First, of course, it's the 10 new classrooms. If you don't have classrooms, you can't offer access to classes. They're desperately needed, and they'll let you grow your programs. The addition will also allow you to bring student support services together on one floor, creating the Student Success Center and the Technology Hub, which will be fabulous. Wonderful spot. The exterior design presents an inviting new face and front door, which will fundamentally change the physical connections between the campus and the city. It will enhance the image of this building, making it more welcoming and inviting. And finally, the renovations will actually provide full physical access, both for the new building and actually for the entire McGee building. So big improvements across the boards. Access, opportunity, improving our existing assets, and all this for $21 million. We think this project is a home run and a great investment for the Commonwealth. I want to thank our colleagues at North Shore Community College who are our clients on this project and have worked with us for a long time. Rick Rainey, who's here, Jen Forstrom, and your staff. Thanks for your commitment. Our staff loves working with you guys. We also have a great project team. Shepley Bulfinch, I would call you a venerable firm, but one that remains very forward-looking, as you can see from the design of this building. We're very fortunate to have you on this project. The general contractor is DeEulis. We'll hear from Patrick shortly, DeEulis Brothers. They're a Lynn-based firm, which is great. This is the first time we've worked with you, and we're very, very pleased you were awarded this project, and we are counting on you to deliver. And finally, my thanks to the DCAM team, including Vince Sirigliano, who's here, Edwin Hilaire, who's here. Hi, guys. Elaine Campos, Zara Assar, and Fred Monagot. Keep up the good work. We've still got construction to complete. And to all members of this North Shore Community College community, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Commissioner Gladstone. We also very much look forward to working with you, and we've been enjoying working with your team. We're glad to have Sean Nelson, Deputy Commissioner for Administration and Finance for the Massachusetts Department of Higher Education, with us today to bring greetings from the Commissioner's office. Now, Sean does know about building projects, as he oversaw the Boston Public Library's capital budget as CFO, as well as serving as the Chief Financial Officer for the Massachusetts Department of Public Safety. Mr. Nelson?
Good morning. On behalf of Commissioner Santiago and the Board of Higher Education, I'd like to extend my congratulations to the North Shore community today. You know, we heard a lot about the community college's special mission to support the development of the state's workforce, but I also want to draw your attention to the special mission to educate students with a quality education at a price tag that is within reach, but also that a campus that is within reach. And I want to focus on that for a moment. I know Commissioner Gladstone spoke about this, but access to transportation is a barrier that is not often discussed. And as President Gentile often notes, with the Danvers campus, accessibility is huge to student success. We know that students make choices that alter their career paths based solely on how and when they can get to campus, whether it be from home or to and from work. It's a serious barrier, on top of what many of these students are already trying to balance in their everyday life. Additionally, studies have proven that campuses with greater access to public transportation attract more students from underserved populations than those campuses that do not. And it's a fact. And that's precisely why the Board of Higher Education is supportive of campuses in their efforts to locate learning environments in urban areas, particularly in the Commonwealth's gateway cities. I see President Glenn here, and I know the work you've done in downtown Lawrence with Northern Essex has been a real game changer to that community. I see a similar type of effect happening here in Lynn. So I want to thank the governor for recognizing that this capital investment in the city of Lynn is an investment in those students in most need of an opportunity. So I thank you. The governor makes decisions on the capital portfolio, and this was clearly a priority for the new administration. So again, congratulations. This is a special time for North Shore Community College, and I commend all of those who've had a hand in making this project a reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Now, we also are fortunate to have Sidney Bowen, who's the managing principal of Shepley Bullfinch, now venerable because a company founded in 1874. Now, Mr. Bowen is not one of the original partners, but joined the firm 10 years ago and focuses on work in the public realm. He's familiar with the education landscape of the North Shore, as one of the most recent projects was the new Frederick E. Berry Library at Salem State University. Mr. Bowen?
As Governor Baker pointed out, there are 13 speakers, so by the time you get to me, a lot of the things I might have said have been said. Commissioner Gladstone really did outline the architectural brief that Wayne Burden gave us 5 years ago when we began the study of this project. But this is highly personal for me as well, because I actually went back to architecture school when I was 40 and got out at 45. Not many firms hired 45-year-old rookies. But Earl Flansburgh, who was the designer of the McGee building, hired me. So coming back and adding to Earl's legacy is crucially important. I can't tell you how happy we were to get this job, and me personally. The thing that Earl believed in, way before this was a gateway community, was the importance of the fundamental education responsibility a state has in the public school system. I did a lot of public schools in Lawrence, in Malden, in other communities that desperately needed those facilities, just as Lynn needs the additional space here at the community college. I grew up in a small town in Iowa, and most everyone in the land bank part of the country didn't have a Harvard or an MIT. They went to community college and then on to Iowa State or the University of Iowa. That was the way to affordably begin your life. And education isn't just about what you learn in school, but the connections you make and the forever learning that you get after you get out. One of the other things that Earl said to me in the first months I worked for him was, "Well, Sid, you're too old to become a great architect." That was a little deflating, but his point was it takes a whole lifetime to be a great architect. And he advised me to always bring around me people who could do the things that I couldn't possibly learn. And I think that's the great advice for all of us. It's not about learning everything. It's about learning enough to know your strengths and weaknesses. And the community college is critical to the building of a life of education. And for that, we're delighted to be part of this project. Thank you.
And we are certainly happy to be working with Shepley Bullfinch. Now I'd like to bring up to the podium the contractor selected for this Lynn project, DeLeo of Lynn. Patrick DeLeo helps run a family-run company providing general construction and construction management services to a diverse mix of clients in both the public and private sectors. So Patrick.
Thank you, President Gentile. I'm very happy to be here representing our family. DeLeo Brothers is a family business. We have 3 generations currently working on this project. Our project executive is my Uncle Frank, who joined his mother and siblings when they immigrated some 60 years ago from Italy. My father, John, and his brother Mario started the business in 1958. The family settled in Lynn. The company started in Lynn, and we've remained in Lynn, and we're very proud to be a part of the Lynn business community. And I do want to acknowledge that there's many local businesses out there representing Lynn businesses today, and I want to thank you for coming. Lynn is a city, I think, on the rise. We're very proud to be part of an industry that still makes things in this country, and I don't think that that is understated. We're also proud of the work that we've done. And to circle back to Senator McGee, our families are both deeply rooted in the city, and we've both served our city well and with distinction. And Mr. McGee may or may not realize, but some 30 years ago, we converted the former St. Joseph's Grammar School on Green Street into family housing for the elderly, and it's named after, I believe, your grandmother. And so we're extremely proud to be connected again with your dad in this new project that will be really a signature project for the city and a signature project for our company. So thank you. We wish everybody the rest of the day, and we look forward to working with the project team as well as the administration of the college. Thank you.
Now it's time to hear from a few college representatives. It's my pleasure to introduce you to Richard Yegin, who's the chair of the North Shore Community College Board of Trustees. Now, he's not only an alumni of the North Shore Community College class of, should I say it, 1968, but he's also a consummate booster of the college, having served several terms on the College Foundation and on the College Board prior to being appointed by our previous governor as chairman of the board. Rich?
Good morning, everyone. What an auspicious day this is. I'm going to go a little bit off script, if you don't mind, just for a moment, because there are some very important people that should be recognized. I think most people here are aware that we have this beautiful building coming our way in a couple of years, but the root of this building started at the college with President Burton asking our foundation board to fund a study. And that's is really what propelled the process of the state coming back to the college and granting this terrific $21 million investment. And I would say that the foundation board members that are here today, I would love you to please stand up and be recognized along with President Burton. And I would also ask our current trustees if they would kindly stand, because they've been so instrumental in this process. Now back on my script. I need my glasses for this, though. I have to say I'm delighted to be here on this very special day, 30 years in the making. It has been gratifying for me to watch the college grow from humble beginnings in Beverly to robust campuses in Lynn and Danvers and our new satellite location in Middleton. Times are very different from when I was enrolled in 1965 with a small group of students. Now North Shore graduates some 1,000 students each year. When the McGee building opened in 1985, the community at large was enthralled to have its own institution of higher learning, a true beacon of hope and opportunity for the residents of this area. We built it and they came, immediately filling the building to capacity and beyond. Today we celebrate the beginning of the new Lynn expansion, which will open pathways to better serve the needs of our students for decades to come. Buildings are no more than brick and mortar. It is what happens within that matters most. This new addition will offer North Shore students a supportive student success center, state-of-the-art technology to sustain student learning, and a center for teaching, learning, and assessment to enhance the work of North Shore's excellent faculty and staff. The new addition will also include a much-needed meeting space the college plans to share with local nonprofits and community groups. So on this momentous occasion, I extend my heartfelt thanks and appreciation to Governor Baker, the Department of Higher Education, our elected officials, my fellow trustees, and our college leadership for bringing this project to fruition. I can assure you that the current and future alumni will be proud to say their education and career pathways began at North Shore Community College. Thank you.
Thank you, Rich. The college is fortunate to be blessed with the fruits of the labor of our North Shore Community College Foundation. Now, this is a nonprofit charity affiliated with the college that works to create financial capacity, enabling the college to fulfill our mission and to help our students realize their educational dreams and goals. I'm pleased to present to you the chair of our foundation board, Stephen Vesey. Steve?
Thank you, Pat, and good morning. I'm here today not only as chair of the foundation, but also I'm the product of the Community College Foundation situation, just as Rich was. 1966, I was one of the first classes going to Massasoit Community College down in Brockton. It was actually housed at the old Abington High School. Went on to Salem State and started my career, which I'm celebrating my 35th year as a CPA this year. So it works. And it's also a privilege to sit and talk with Nathaniel down here, who's going on the same career path as I would, is in community college and business administration. So good luck to you, Nathaniel. I am honored to be here today to represent the Community College Foundation. The foundation is committed to working closely with the college to ensure that it has the resources it requires to meet the needs of its students, and as Governor Baker mentioned, to build the North Shore workforce and contribute to the region's economic vitality. It's so important. As Pat implied about the foundation, we raise money. When I took over as chair, my first meeting with Pat, she told me, I need you to raise $3 million. Great. But we will be securing financing and additional funding to provide building furnishings, equipment, and technology. You'll be hearing more in the months to come about this. And our first fundraising campaign is called the North Shore Advancing. This campaign will have 3 major priorities: student success, teaching and learning, and impact and engagement. You can find more information in your programs about it, and we have your names. While we are very, very early in the stages of this campaign, I'd like to challenge all of you, though, our distinguished guests and partners, to join the foundation in this major undertaking to continue growing this college in Lynn and expanding the institution's outcome and reach so that the college's next 50 years will be as exciting as the last. Thank you, and we look forward to your continued support.
Thank you, Steve. I really appreciate your hard work and the hard work of our volunteers who help us. Now, our last speaker, but certainly not least, is one of our very important speakers, and that is one of our student leaders who's here to share to you what North Shore Community College expansion means to him. Nathaniel Montero is a second-year Business Administration Honors Program student. He's a TRIO student, president of North Shore Community College's Student Government Association, former president of the Program Council, vice president of Phi Theta Kappa, the college's National Honor Society for students at two-year colleges, and a member of the National Society of Leadership and Success program. When he completes his degree here at North Shore, he plans to transfer to Boston University, get his law degree, and then get into politics. So watch out, Governor. Senator McGee, I think he has his eyes on your seats. So I'd like to introduce to you our wonderful student, Nathaniel Montero.
Good morning, everyone. First and foremost, I would like to thank North Shore Community College for inviting me to speak at this event on behalf of our student body as president of the Student Government Association. I was truly humbled receiving the invitation to participate in this special event in celebration of our school's newest addition to the McGee Building. I cannot express enough how much of a remarkable opportunity this is for our North Shore family. And today, I'd like to speak on exactly that, opportunity. It is the same kind of opportunity that I was given today that our students will be receiving once this 37,000 square foot building opens its doors. A familiar quote comes to mind when I think about this amazing occasion, and it comes from the great pioneer of American television, Mr. Milton Berle. And he said, "If opportunity doesn't knock, build the door." Though we gather here today to commemorate this historic milestone, we must not forget, particularly as students, what this building will truly represent. This building represents an open door to the many young adults in the North Shore community who are disconnected from a stable career pathway. The cause not only being lack of resources, but a shortness of awareness and access to opportunities. I would like everyone to please do me a favor. And no, it doesn't involve you each donating some money towards my books for next semester. But Governor Baker, if you'd like to start a fundraiser for my cause, you're more than welcome to. But no, in all seriousness, I would like everyone to think about someone very special. A significant person in your life that helped you get to where you are today. Does everyone have that person in mind? Can you see his or her face? Do you remember the words and actions of this person? The McGee Building, its resources, and everyone in it represents that person who you're thinking about right now. Now imagine this building filled with the people you're thinking about, waiting to help people like me. Now it is our responsibility to share this information with our friends, family, and neighbors, and most importantly, our youth. The reason it is our responsibility is because this is North Shore Community College, and the doors should and will be open to anyone who seeks to use our most powerful tool, education. Thank you all very much, and thank you for this opportunity.
Yes. Okay. Well, you know, I think Nathaniel certainly is a good example of what North Shore Community College produces. And Senator McGee also reminds me that we've got a person outside our cafeteria today getting people ready to vote, so registering to vote. If you haven't done that, go on in. We want you there. We sign up all our students, and we make sure that they are also civically engaged. So thank you so much, Nathaniel, for bringing us the perspective of the student body and letting us know what a wonderful opportunity this edition is for them. Students like you and their success are the reason why this college exists. We are thankful that we can give you and your student peers new program and study space, a dedicated co-located student success center, and a shiny new welcome to the city of Lynn. Before we conclude today's ceremony, I just want to offer my sincere thanks to all of our staff, like Rick Rainey, Vice President Jan Forstrom, all of their staff, and all of the folks that were involved today in getting this ceremonial program up and going. I'd also like to thank our college faculty and staff for all that they do every day in terms of their dedication and hard work throughout the year to ensure that North Shore Community College is a welcoming yet rigorous academic environment. This groundbreaking ceremony is an appropriate way, I think, to open our second half century of North Shore Community College. And just like the last 50 years, this college pledges to continue its transformational service as a beacon of hope and opportunity for all the residents, businesses, and community of Lynn and the North Shore. So now I'd like to ask the platform party to join with me for the ceremonial groundbreaking and accompanying photographs, and I invite all of our guests to join us in the gymnasium for some light refreshments and also to view a wonderful video depiction of what this new edition will look like. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get our shovels.